gentlemen, get ready for Talkamania!
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another week of Talkamania. I'm your host, Desmino, here with my left-hand man, J-Bomb. Say hello, J-Bomb.
Hey, what up, man?
Not too much. How you doing? How's your week coming along?
Not too bad. Tired. Work's busy. Yeah, things have been busy. Not gonna lie.
Cool. Yeah, same here. And also busy in the world of wrestling. Lots going on this week. Before we get right into it, make sure to follow us on Twitter @_Talkamania. Subscribe to us on YouTube. We also got a webpage we're in the midst of putting together and putting out articles. So we'll be putting out more content as the weeks come. So again, make sure to subscribe, follow, and tell your friends.
Yeah.
Right. So again, let's just get right into it, guys. Big news this week. WWE's on their UK or European tour. And I guess one of the biggest breaking news stories of this week is Jinder Mahal, the modern day Maharaja's infinite or seemingly infinite title reign has been put to an end. And AJ Styles is your new WWE champion.
It's about time.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely really excited about this. I mean, I'm big on AJ Styles. At the same time, I just kind of felt like, it's where the title belongs. I find, in a sense, people love this guy. They can't go wrong with him. We were having a talk about him last week on like how even if he loses one week, it doesn't really damage him, and you can take him any week, to be a winner of a match and not be like, Rusev's obviously going to lose because he's been going on all these losses, but or you can kind of see trends, but with AJ Styles, it can either go any way, either week, and it really shows how much the WWE trusts this guy, and how they're willing to let him roll with run with the ball. And the match itself, I thought, was really exciting, really good match. Again, WWE themselves let the spoilers out on this one, as well as everybody else. It was so funny. You had all these people posting immediate spoilers, and I think that's what the WWE was looking for. I mean, if you date back to when Mick Foley had won his title and WCW spoiled it, well, that was one of the turning points versus the Monday Night Wars, and everybody tuned in, and I think they've been struggling with ratings for quite some time now, so I think it was a strategy. So I'm interested to see what the ratings are like, but at the same time, I think Jinder Mahal dropping the title is what was best for business. Great match, and I think a really good outcome, and I love the reaction from the crowd and AJ Styles himself. So now we get to see a face AJ Styles title run.
Yeah, we'll see how long that face sticks around for. Hopefully not too long. But it was fun because it happened like while we were at work. So that's rare, right? Like it's like one of those. It had the same feeling as watching Team Canada play at the Olympics. It was like I jumped on Twitter. First post was, a GIF of AJ Styles holding up the title, and I was just like, "Oh fuck!" Like there was an inkling, and there was like you said earlier, like a vibe in the air that it was gonna happen, just because of the changes that we've been seeing in Survivor Series. So it kind of seemed on trend. It was cool. I'm happy about it. Absolutely. I think it was pretty smart for them to have, kind of spoiled it online to get everybody to tune in. I mean,
I definitely did.
I still didn't.
You should, and it is a really good match too, and it actually is one of Jinder Mahal's better matches too.
Well, I know, like, with all the controversy that's gone on, I mean, the news we heard today involving, Sami Zayn and KO on SmackDown, I'm going to go back and watch SD Live, absolutely. But it's just nice to see. I'm just so happy and excited now to see AJ versus Brock Lesnar.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I didn't even think about this match until they said, next week you'll be fighting AJ Styles versus Jinder. And I thought it was kind of more or less off the top of my head to begin with. A treat for the UK crowd, something for them to look forward to. And AJ Styles easily could have lost this match, and they could have had a rematch weeks later, or at night of Clash of Champions, I think is the next one after Survivor Series, but I'm not correct. But I'm not sure if I'm correct. But anyway, it's the next pay-per-view following. And I don't know.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Clash of Champions is after Survivor Series?
I believe that's the next one.
Why wouldn't they have saved all the champion versus championship matches for Clash of Champions?
So I'm curious also here because like Clash of Champions, what does that mean? Is it going to be just like all the titles are on the line, or is it going to be champions versus what is Clash of Champions now?
Well, in the past, I mean, I don't know if they've done one since it's been SmackDown versus Raw or the brand split. Was there one last year? I don't remember.
I think it could have just been like people defending their titles, like didn't put much thought or meaning into it. It's not a dual brand pay-per-view. I think it's just one. I think it's the SmackDown exclusive.
Okay, so it's gonna be SmackDown. So yeah, it's just gonna be everybody defending their title.
The titles, which would be like Night of Champions. Isn't there one called Night of Champions or not? I don't.
That's what it is. Isn't Night of Champions or Clash of Champions?
Clash of Champions. I don't know.
It's one of them. Anyways,
yeah.
But yeah, AJ Styles, Brock Lesnar, man. It's gonna be.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's gonna be really, really cool. I'm gonna be interested to see what they do with this. I guess AJ Styles could take a loss. I mean, Lesnar hasn't taken a loss in a while, but I guess the whole point is he's a beast. He won't. I guess he'll beat the crap out of AJ Styles. AJ Styles will come close a few times and then get F5'd, and then he'll probably lose. And I don't think it'll hurt AJ Styles too much.
No, I don't think so. And I think Brock Lesnar wins, and I think Team SmackDown wins the Survivor Series match, and I think that's a trade-off for the two brands. But I can't wait to see AJ Styles backflip out of a suplex.
It's gonna be
fun to watch.
Yeah, it's gonna be really cool. I hope AJ Styles isn't gonna take too bad of a beating, but at the same time, it's gonna be a really exciting match. And now there's a question mark on when Jinder Mahal is gonna, cash in his rematch. Could it be next week? And then Jinder actually does go fight Brock Lesnar.
Oh my God! Imagine how bad that would be.
And then the WWE craps all over everybody. Yeah, it would be really lame. But I don't know. Again, I know Jinder was advertised to go to India in December as a 2-time champion in some kind of radio announcement or something. So I don't know if they're still playing on that. He'll win it back before he goes. I don't know if they've kind of done with the whole Jinder experiment or if he's hurt. He kind of reached out today on social media and said none of that stuff's true and that he'll have the title again. And we'll see.
If he is going to win it back before Mania, I'd be cool with him winning it back on the India tour.
Yeah, I guess they could do that in India. And maybe it makes sense. But I think also AJ Styles isn't booked for the India tour. He's not listed to be part of it. So
fuck, that's scary.
So I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not sure if they're just done with him and they're just going to have him be in some matches and that's good enough. I'm not sure what the plan is. Maybe he's going to go for the U.S. title and then win the U.S. title in India or something, and that would be big. That would be pretty big.
That would be big. That would be huge, actually. U.S.
Yeah. Because if you don't have a title in this guy, I'm worried that he's gonna drown and he's gonna get lost and I don't know. You can't. There's potential to build Jinder Mahal up to be a good heel, but he's got a little bit of polishing to do. He needs a little bit more signature moves in the ring.
Yeah.
He needs to come into his own. But at the same time, he's kind of really new at being in the main event picture. So I'm trying to be a little bit patient with him, and he's all right for the most part. But at the same time, I don't like the stupid him going in the ring and doing his speech and talking to his people in native Punjabi. And it's cool. I get the whole India thing, but I just feel like WWE is being kind of like a very racist stereotyped heel, and I don't know.
It's been done.
Time.
It's
just make him like a Canadian Indian wrestler.
Just make him a wrestler who's brown. Yeah.
Yeah.
If he doesn't stick around in the championship picture, I guess you could say that his next feud's going to make or break how we perceive Jinder Mahal going forward. Because if he's just buried after this, it'd be horrible. I don't like him, but I don't want a guy who had a title reign as long as he did to then just be buried after this.
Yeah, no, I hope not, and I hope they kind of book him in the right way. They have a tendency to not, so we'll see. But you're right, like you said, I think it's really going to come down to what happens next for Jinder Mahal, and I don't think he's going to be out of the title picture just yet. But again, part of me also hopes that AJ Styles will hold the belt through WrestleMania or to WrestleMania. Shinsuke wins Rumble, and they face off for the title at WrestleMania.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. And so again, we were talking a bit earlier about KO and Sami Zayn. So that's the next hot topic that's actually breaking news as of today.
Yeah.
That Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were sent home from the European tour. Now, offhand, people have a tendency to jump to conclusions and think, something must have happened. They must have done something bad. We saw Kevin Owens leave the South American tour to go back with his family to spend some time with them, which was no big deal. But this was a bit stranger because it's the two of them together. And just the past hour or so, additional news came out basically saying that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens called an audible on SmackDown, kind of straying away from the script a little bit. And also after the match against Kofi, when Zayn took a clean loss, they were supposed to stick around in the ring and get chased out by the New Day. And it seems like they kind of took things into their own hands and kind of left really early. And I'd have to go back and watch SmackDown, like you said earlier. I didn't really notice anything offhand, but I'm sure if I go back and look, you'll notice. And it just kind of seems like Kevin Owens and Zayn are kind of doing business for themselves and not really following direction, which is a bit strange because you think two guys who are, they're not newbies, but, they're young talent, and you definitely don't want to, you got to stay humble. And I just feel like I would hope they wouldn't test those waters, at least Kevin Owens. Triple H gave him that title, and now if he's not happy, so he's acting out. Like, what's this mean? But we'll see. Maybe Kevin Owens will be jobbing for the next little while.
Yeah, I mean, so many reports came out, but yeah, like you said, I read it too about an hour ago, and I rewatched the video because there was a video clip attached to the article.
I just figured that they had no direct, like they don't have a match for Survivor Series, so it's the last leg of the tour. They weren't going to be any matches that were building up towards Survivor Series, so they weren't needed. I mean, but I guess having them on a card is pretty big for fans too.
Well, that's it. Like, to me, it seemed like they were supposed to kind of get beaten up by the New Day, so the New Day looks strong going into Survivor Series to fight the Shield. Right? And I guess they didn't want to be, the bitch boys. So KO seemed to roll out the ring pretty quickly. Big E looked a bit, surprised, but I mean they didn't play it off like it wasn't awkward on screen. So I don't know. A bit of me feels like I'm okay with it. Like I think if it was other wrestlers, I'd probably be a little bit like, okay, that's pretty unprofessional, whatever. If that's the truth and that's what happens. Just because they're Canadian, there's a bit of me that's always like, man, fuck Vince McMahon. I feel like all Canadians kind of have that in their back pocket. Like we can all fuck him once and get away with it. But I hope they're not jobbing because I mean KO's got nothing to be really upset about. He was the main event of TLC.
I mean, you've watched his DVD, right? And I've watched some material from him. He's not happy when he's not in the title picture or when things aren't going well for him. I remember he was saying like he was wrestling with AJ Styles at some point, and people were saying it was some of the best matches, and he still wasn't happy because he wasn't in the title picture. And I think he wants to be he really puts a lot of pressure on himself, and he really thinks he doesn't like to be kind of floating around. He wants to be in some kind of important scene, and you can't always. There's rotation, right? You got to and it also kind of shows how versatile you can be, and it kind of can show the limits of your character if you can kind of be in a program without a title. And I mean, Kevin Owens is awesome. I think he definitely has the ability to stay in the title picture and be a good heel and all that stuff. But it's not always going to happen. And sometimes you just got to take it on the chin and roll with it. I mean, look at Rusev right now.
Yeah.
God. I mean, what did these guys do? There's no reason to have Rusev and Lana apart, but they're doing it for a reason. They're keeping them apart because some kind of punishment or some kind of sending some kind of message to the two of them. And they even know how successful they are together, but they're still keeping them apart. And they're making Rusev basically a joke week to week. And even though he didn't win his match, he didn't have his match against AJ Styles. He went against Randy Orton, lost again, and then Cena goes in the last spot. It's like this guy just keeps getting burned left and right. Yeah,
but I mean, KO and Rusev. I mean, fuck. KO literally just had a match with Shane McMahon at TLC. Right. Main evented it.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn was the entire talk after TLC, and they've been in the highest storyline out. I mean, Survivor Series is an anomaly. I could see them being frustrated without being involved in Survivor Series, but the timing isn't right for them.
But maybe they're not. Maybe they are still planning to be involved in Survivor Series. Like the card is looking full, but I wouldn't say it's full. There might be somewhere to fit them in there. I was thinking maybe feuding with the New Day. Maybe they would get involved and be like a triple threat team match, although it wouldn't be Freebird rules. I mean, not Freebird rules, but it would be 3-on-3 on 3. It would be 3-on-3 on 2.
Yeah, I know, but it goes against like Raw versus SmackDown, right? Unless they teamed with the New Day and then the Shield had 2 new members. So I don't know if there was a place for them, but place or no place, I can't see how Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens could be upset about their positions on the roster. The only thing that sticks out is, they were good friends with Neville. There was some other writer that was released that they were good friends with too. I forget his name, but I read it in an article earlier today. Jimmy Jacobs or something like that.
Yeah.
That's all I can see. I mean, if KO is upset about his position in the company, dude, like, to hell with him, man. He's on top of it.
No, absolutely. I think he's in a really good position, and I think he's just kind of, again, he expects a lot more, but at the same time, gotta be realistic, dude. Like, I think you've been doing very good for yourself considering the length you've been there for, and you're not always going to be the main focal point. And I'm sure Seth Rollins gets frustrated at sometimes. So
agreed. I would be a lot more frustrated if I were Rollins right now than if I were KO. But like you said, and like he said on his DVD, he doesn't like to sit there and just be okay with things. He always wants to be the top and be better. But I mean, fuck.
Yep.
You got to give up. You got to give in sometimes.
You do. So again, those are the two big kind of breaking news stories this week. Another big focal point this week was Braun Strowman honing in on The Miz. And I'm actually hearing that this is going to potentially lead to an Intercontinental Championship match between The Miz and Braun Strowman. And I have to tell you, folks, I'm pretty sure we'll see Braun Strowman as the IC champion if that's the case, which I'm okay with. That'd be pretty cool. I mean, it's kind of weird seeing him walking around with the title. I don't know if he's just going to hold it by his side or whatever it is, but dude, I mean, God, the guy's, it's cool. I like seeing The Miz scared. I like seeing him shaking in his boots. I like Braun Strowman. I mean, no complaints here. No complaints, folks. You're thinking, who's going to come and take the IC title? They were teasing Jason Jordan, but I'm like, oh, God, you'd be kidding me. Braun Strowman, I'm down. Let's do it.
Braun Strowman taking the title from The Miz is a huge tip of the hat to The Miz. That's huge. Literally. Like, Braun Strowman beat you. Big deal. Right?
Yeah.
Like, if there's anybody who's it'll be good for the both of them. Miz losing to Braun Strowman is fine.
Miz will lose the title, get it back later. It'll be one more title reign on his championship record journey. He's going to be, eventually he'll be the most winningest Intercontinental Champion of all time, no doubt. He's still young, so.
I'd like to see Braun Strowman hold both. If there was a day where he can, because I can't see him being beaten for the IC after him winning it. It would be cool if he went on.
Unless it's one F5 might do the job.
Oh, fuck, Brock Lesnar holding both. Oh, God.
But if you look at the Survivor Series team, we move over to the Survivor Series team now. We were mentioning earlier that Cena got added to the SmackDown team.
Yeah.
On the Raw team, because Roman Reigns was supposed to be the first person plugged in there, well, he did end up being plugged in there, so they decided to go with Jason Jordan, which for me, it's kind of the boring pick of the team.
God, it's bad.
However, I have this inkling that there's going to be more to it than you think. I think that it's very possible that Jason Jordan is going to turn heel. And he's going to say, cost the match or cost angle the match or something, and be like, I didn't need you, I don't need you, in your shadow, blah, 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 blah. And then maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's too early or too soon, because if you're going to have a match between Angle and Jason Jordan, you might want to save it for WrestleMania. But at the same time, I wouldn't waste Kurt Angle and Jason Jordan for WrestleMania. I'm not at
Mania.
Yeah, that's
maybe
it.
Rumble.
Yeah, maybe. So maybe that'll be it. But I don't know. I could see that being the case. You're trying to think of, okay, well, let's look at the team again. Let's see. What would make sense for who's going to win this? So we have Kurt Angle, Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, Jason Jordan. So for Braun Strowman, it's going to be a combination of everybody hitting their finishing move on him, I guess, to get him to beat him. I guess something like that. Or he'll get disqualified. And then Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, they're going to attack each other and beat the hell out of each other and maybe like leave the arena and through the crowd or something, or cost each other their wins. It'd be cool to see Kurt Angle come down to John Cena and Kurt Angle, and then Jason Jordan. And then Jason Jordan, takes out Kurt Angle and then walks away, and then they finish off Kurt Angle. Not really sure where this is going to go. But then we also have Randy Orton, who's notorious for Survivor Series matches on being really key, like a last man standing, key survivor. So, But I don't know. I see this one maybe going to Team SmackDown.
I think I'm just looking at it and looking at the whole card. Shane McMahon versus Kurt Angle.
It's going to have to happen.
You got to think that that's got to not end right off the bat. I mean, I'm just thinking Stephanie McMahon, Kurt Angle, Shane McMahon, Triple H.
Yeah, maybe
The four of them are going to have to... This is going to carry over somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but it's going to carry over somewhere. And it might even be, Stephanie McMahon having Jason Jordan turn on Kurt Angle.
Yeah, maybe.
You know what I mean? But I don't know. I mean, Jason Jordan's crowd reactions are like horrible.
Yeah, they are.
So I don't know if they're going to invest too heavily in him, but...
I'm also worried when I watch Kurt Angle too. It's like I watched he wrestled again this past weekend or something like that, like yesterday I think it was. And in the ring, he teamed with the Shield I think again, and like he just kind of seems lost and slow and like not the same as he used to be. And I'd just be worried if he had a one-on-one match. I don't know. I haven't seen him in a one-on-one match. Can he have a one-on-one program? Can he come out and do promos by himself? Can he? I don't know. I want to see him as a heel. You know, like I miss heel Angle. Now he's just too nice, and I don't know. Something about him. He looks kind of frail now, and it's just...
He looks stiff. He looks like he'll break his neck easy.
Yeah.
He just doesn't look right. But I agree, like, this Angle, I would have rather him not returned. Or just return for, like, Royal Rumble. Be involved a little bit.
No. I would have him do, like, a match at WrestleMania. That's fine. Like, I just want to see that he can go one-on-one still. Because I know he could, like, a couple years ago. He was having solid matches one-on-one. Then he came back, and now he's all stiff and lost, and... It looks like he has a hard time keeping up.
Well, he's doing house shows, right?
Yeah. Maybe he's taking it easy. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It's a tough one. I mean, Survivor Series matchup between those two. I don't know. You got to think Shane's going to do a big spot. You got to think someone's got to turn on someone.
It's pretty cool. I'm actually this card looks pretty interesting in terms of the matches they're throwing together and the team members. Outside of Jason Jordan, I think both teams are pretty stacked with people. I'm excited to see. Bobby Roode's kind of new. He's kind of boring, but at the same time, they might. They got some key players in these teams. It's not just Joe Schmoes on these teams. Back in the days when you'd have like Doink and Crush and Papa Shango and
Yeah, true. I don't get the whole John Cena edition though. Like the way that it was tweeted out, Shane said something like, and to prove SmackDown's superiority, we're gonna bring on free agent John Cena. He literally wrote free agent John Cena, so it's like he's not even a SmackDown guy. That's odd.
No, absolutely feel you there. And then if we look on the flip side for the women's Raw versus SmackDown team, well, I don't know. I think it's a pretty easy guess who's going to win that one.
Yeah.
Any team that has Asuka on it, basically.
Is she on the team?
Yeah, she's on the women's Raw team. Yeah, she actually had a match. She had another jobber match this week.
Yeah, I saw that.
And she did her Asuka lock, but she went into it in a really cool way. It's kind of like a bubble bomb.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
it was pretty nice. But yeah, no, she's going to be on it. So by all means, I see Asuka's team taking the win, and I don't know if she'll end up being by herself and then eating through everybody. Who knows?
Is Carmella on?
She is on the SmackDown.
Okay,
team.
And Nia Jax is on Raw.
Nia Jax is on Raw.
Okay, so I wonder if it comes down to Nia and Asuka.
Well, Nia and Asuka are on the same team.
No, I know, but them being the final two women on Raw, and then maybe them kind of like laying down the groundwork for a future match down the line, kind of
maybe
trying to one up each other, and then Nia going out, and I do see Asuka being the sole survivor, and she's gonna win it for sure.
Yeah, and but they can do the thing where like Becky, Carmella, Charlotte Flair, Naomi, and Tamina all do like their moves on Nia and take her out. It's gonna be kind of one of those things. They all jump on top of her for the pin too, or something like that. And then they'll beat her, and then I don't know when it comes down to it. And then we have Bayley too, who will go to TBA, right? It's like who's gonna be the last member? I'm quite certain it's gonna be Bayley. I don't see who else it's gonna be.
Oh, there is still somebody. Okay.
Yeah, because this week it was kind of like Sasha and Bayley both haven't been asked to join, and then Sasha made Alicia Fox tap out for the 50th time in a row, and she's like, "I want you on my team," because I guess she's like, "You're strong, you made me tap out." So
okay,
just stretching it out big time.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking about Survivor Series, and I don't know if it's possible, and I'm sure it's far fetched and way out there, but if they could do it, because I mean, we're hearing rumblings of Charlotte, because Charlotte's got a match with Natalya on SmackDown, right?
Right.
So if she wins it, she goes to fight Alexa Bliss.
No, this isn't a title match.
Oh, it's not?
As far as I know, It's not a title match next week.
Oh, I thought it was. Well, never mind. I got
I'm
nothing.
curious
then.
what'll happen because they're going to want Natty to look strong going into her match against Alexa Bliss. So, but again,
I read somewhere that it was because of the popularity of 30 on 30, Ric Flair, that WWE wants to play off of it, have Charlotte win, and have Charlotte face Bliss, which I think is a mistake, just because they're literally the biggest and the smallest in the roster, so it's going to look odd.
yeah, they won't work well together, that's for sure.
But, okay, let's just say it's Natalya going in. How cool would it be if Carmella cashed in during that match? Like, have they ever been specific that she can only cash in for the SmackDown Women's Championship?
That's a good question.
Like, I don't know if they have. I'm sure it's far-fetched and there's no way it's going to happen. But it would be cool if she came down and like, tried to beat Alexa Bliss. And was successful in pinning her. But she still didn't get the championship. Cause,
That'd be awesome, yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're sorry.
It's
like,
like-
James told me I should do that.
Exactly. Like, something along those lines. Like, anyways, it was just a thought that came into my head today, and I wanted to share it. So,
But she could do it tomorrow. Who knows? I mean, she could do it at Survivor Series. We'll
Yeah.
see. I mean, we're waiting for it. It's been long enough. But we did see an intergender match this week versus James Ellsworth and Becky Lynch. They went 1-on-1. And obviously they played a little bit safe. It was more technical, doing moves on each other. No strikes. There's no punches to Becky. There's no kicks to Becky. It was more like, snapmares and headlocks and stuff like that too. Yeah, so they played it safe, but at the same time, obviously, Becky Lynch went over, beat him with the disarmer, and then at the end of the match, Carmella super kicked James Ellsworth.
did she?
Yeah, I think she was kind of like, you made us look bad, or, you can get the job done kind of thing. I'm pretty sure next week he'll be like, oh, why'd you kick me, Carmella? And I still love you, they'll get over it.
Okay. No, I didn't.
It's an abusive relationship, man.
Honestly, the whole thing with the leash and stuff, it's uncomfortable at certain
Yeah.
points. Like when he was sitting on the ground and all the girls were talking, like 2 weeks ago, and like she was just like kicking him in the head, like, get back, get out of here. I was like, Jesus, it's so demeaning. Like, poor guy, you know?
Yeah, also funny because when she was outside the women's locker room, and this time it wasn't like they each had their own locker room. It was like a post on the door saying women's locker room, so they all go in that room now, and or at least this week. And Tamina walks out, and I guess this is they have to give her a cameo. So they're like, Tamina walks out, like, can you go get Carmella? And she just goes in, and that's all Tamina's involvement was. And I thought it was funny just to have her on camera. It was like, well, we got to give her camera time. She'll be the one to come out with her googly eyes.
That's all she deserves.
She changed her theme song, eh? No more Tamina.
What does it say?
Me. It's a bit better, the theme song, but I like the Tamina. I thought it was cool. I thought it was fun. But I think that the theme's definitely better. She's probably happier with it. But yeah.
Is it still jungle themed?
No. No
Poor
more
girl.
jungly. No, yeah, poor girl, yeah. And poor Breezango. No Breezango this week, as far as I recall. I'm watching SmackDown. I mean, I guess they're gonna have to come up with something sooner or later again. But I haven't seen these guys wrestle, man.
I know we say it every week. We sound like broken records. But when are they going to wrestle? Maybe we should put a countdown on Twitter. Take some bets. Figure out when their next live TV match will be.
My guess would be like next week they're gonna do an announcement. Bludgeon Brothers will be like, "We're coming to Raw. You won't be safe." And then after Survivor Series, like the first SmackDown after Survivor Series, they're gonna come, and then they'll probably fight like Breezango that week, and then just squash Breezango.
I really hope the Bludgeon Brothers never make it out. I hope and I hope it never happens.
You saw their attire?
My God, dude! Like, what was that?
I don't know. Just like, I don't know.
Like,
they're like, it's kind of like they look like the Ascension mixed with something, like
mixed with shit. Look, I'm watching the Monday Night Wars, okay? And it was put together by WWE execs. And there's like a whole episode about how out of touch WWE was when they were losing the Monday Night Wars because of bad gimmicks. Well, look at WWE right now. when there's like, if you're not a superstar that's like a fake real wrestler, like I'm saying Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe, Finn Balor when he's not the Demon, guys like that where they're just like dudes. They don't have a real gimmick. They have like a bit of a personality, but they don't have a gimmick. Outside of those guys, the guys that do carry a gimmick, they're horrible. Goldust is horrible. Bray Wyatt's horrible.
How well do they do? Like, if you think about it, and it's a great point. It's like, people who have that gimmick, like, who really, even Bray Wyatt's tried it, and like, look, it hasn't worked out too well for him either.
Bray Wyatt's
like,
gimmick's been horrible. I mean, who else has a gimmick? There's not many.
I bet there's one or two that's like, oh yeah, of course they have a gimmick, and yeah, it works for them, but I even can't even think of that. I mean, even like they're trying Kane. Like, Kane's had his big gimmick, but even Kane, he's had like only like what, 1 or 2 title reigns, you know, and like
whatever. His gimmick does work though. It works for him. Like it works in a sense. Like he's doing it okay. But dude, Bludgeon Brothers.
It's like the Mary. It's like somebody. Oh yeah, I don't know if you knew this, but it's if you watched Botchamania last week's Botchamania, the one before that, I think it was the last one. Was I think they do like a Mario Brothers
at the ending? Spoof. Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, with the Hammer Brothers, just like Hammer Brothers. Good. Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
The clones or whatever, their gimmicks were shit. I don't know, man. I don't know what they're thinking. I mean, Luke Harper, and he's looking like he's in even better shape than when he left. You know, and it's a shame, man. It's really a fucking shame.
Dude, release Eric Rowan and just give Luke Harper a singles run. As Luke Harper.
Luke Harper should come in. He should beat the shit out of Corbin, and he should go after that title. Just be like a savior, and go front balding versus back balding, and make it a fucking match. Hair versus hair. And let's get rid of Corbin's fucking head, man.
You know what, though? I'm going to say, like, I hate Corbin's hair, and I understand when someone's losing their hair, you shave it. I mean, I'm case in point. But at the same time, if you look at Baron Corbin's head and the way he looks on his face, he's going to look atrocious with a bald head.
Oh, yeah, he can't do it. But
he's going to look like Gollum.
He can't do it, but he needs to do it. So I hope that one day, if he ever does do it, he does do it like a hair versus hair. Like, Ziggler's got to be the one to challenge him to it or something, because Ziggler can
well, you know, AJ Styles will happen too eventually. I'm sure they'll do a hair versus hair, and AJ Styles will lose his hair at some point. But
yeah. Hey, we got to talk about the bar, man.
The bar. So another big piece of news. I mean, something that's been happening this week.
What a week, eh? Holy shit.
Yeah, they're changing the card completely left and right. But at first, people didn't understand. Like, oh, this is stupid now. Because first of all, I know we haven't been living under a rock, but New Day invaded Raw. And Sheamus picked up the win, doing the bro kick to Seth Rollins in the midst of all the chaos, picking up the win, and the Bar are now your tag team champions yet again, which is awesome. I'm down. Now, people are upset. I know you were upset because the title changing hands frequently, but I like the big picture. I'm kind of looking at it, and I'm like, damn, the Shield versus the Usos would have been sick, you know? But now you got the Bar versus the Usos, which I think those are two teams that can put on a hell of a match.
Absolutely.
And now you're gonna have the Shield versus the New Day, and again, the New Day might be jokes.
They could fight though.
They can fight, and they put on a great match at Hell in the Cell. They put on a great match, and the Shield's gonna put on a good match, and I think that has a possible contendership for match of the night for me.
I agree.
And then the Usos too. The Usos are often night of the match contenders. So you got 2 tag team matches that could be amazing, and then you have other great matches to look forward to on top of that. So
it's going to be off the hook, and the more and more that we talked about it or argued about it or whatever, I see your point. I don't know. I just wanted the Shield to be like a mega power for a little while longer. I wanted them to be like, because they've only fought the Bar. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted them to fight some other tag teams.
They've only been in the tag team title picture because they're the alpha tag team, or the alpha tag team right now, right?
Yeah,
and it's funny because the timing for Roman Reigns to have disappeared is so unfortunate because they had the reunion, and all of a sudden Roman Reigns is gone. It's like such a funny
I think once he comes back, though, it's going to be even better. Because it's going to... I mean, they announced the Shield's coming back to Raw next week.
Yeah, Roman Reigns. So that was kind of the funny thing at first. When they mentioned that, I was like, huh? Because... why is Roman Reigns not on the team then? because I know Roman Reigns was supposed to be on the Survivor Series team. He was penciled in there for so long, and then they're like, oh, well, they're going to change their minds. I read actually a few days before, Reigns won't be good to go for Survivor Series, so it'll probably be Jason Jordan, and then it was Jason Jordan. So I was like, okay. And then later they were like, Reigns will be back next week, and I'm all like, And then when New Day came in, it all made sense. And I'm like, I see what they're doing. And honestly, whoever's been doing the booking for the Survivor Series match, I like all the matches pretty much all around, except for Enzo Kalisto, because I'm not a big fan of Enzo. But I mean, what's Enzo Kalisto Part 5?
Part who gives a shit. That's what it is. I know. Last week I was a sourpuss. I was a little upset about Survivor Series. Not gonna lie, I'm starting to get hyped for it. I mean, these changes have been good. Like you said,
they need to do more of these. This is what they need. Like, look, this is like one of the biggest weeks in wrestling in the longest time. People are talking. People are excited. Hopefully the WWE opens up their eyes, takes note, makes these random, sporadic, whimsical changes. However, they also respect the championships and don't have them passing around left and right. I just think big changes to matches are cool. I mean, it's a bit unfortunate how much Rusev's been in the doghouse, and now he's not even part of the Survivor Series as far as it looks. I don't know, maybe put him on in a tag match on the pre-show with Aiden English against, I don't know,
Sami Zayn and KO.
Oh, dude, there you go. That's not too bad.
They're all buddies, eh? They're all buddies, so.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, no, I'm excited for Survivor Series, though. I'm not going to lie. It's shaped up
even the Miz and even the Miz and Baron Corbin could be an entertaining match. So, I mean, again, I don't like either. Well, I mean, sorry, I actually like the Miz. He's not the best wrestler, but he's definitely entertaining to
It's
watch.
not going to be a great match.
No, I don't think so.
That's the only thing. Yeah. When is Survivor Series? It's not.
The Miz needs this win, not this Sunday, but the next Sunday after.
Okay.
So the Miz needs this win, though. By the way, he absolutely needs this win. Yeah.
See, the thing, the good thing about Baron Corbin is he can take it up the ass. Like, he's good at being like the butt of the joke a bit. You know what I mean? Like, he's pretty good at it. I'll give it to him. Like, he can lose a lot of matches and like not lose credibility.
Yeah, but on social media, he takes things personally.
Yeah, I know, but I think I think he's taking it personally, but somehow it's helping his character in my eyes. I'm like, oh, that guy takes it personally, but like, he still believes in himself, so I still buy into it a little bit. Like,
I guess it's a bit of a joke to me, but I guess it's kind of who he is.
I really do like his theme song though.
I don't know. I don't mind it so much, I guess, but like I liked his one of his initial ones that he had there when it had like this kind of like churning in it. It was like hard to explain, but it's I had no problem with it. And
I like the monks at the beginning and.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess they're trying to do something with him. But it shows you how much the theme song is important. I mean, first of all, Alicia Fox comes out and she has like kind of like this really like cheesy, like really basic song you give to a jobber. Like if you want to make Alicia Fox a little bit serious, dude, girls have been here for 10 years. Give her a theme song.
Yeah.
And Roman Reigns too. I think Roman Reigns. Honestly, I've said this so many times. It's not going to be a saving grace because he's been around and the damage has been done and fans think what they would want to think. But, his theme song is so... it gives me a headache when I hear it. They need to give him something separate. Is this really the theme we're going to hear 10 years from now when he's still around?
I think it is. I honestly don't think they can change it. I think it ruined like the Shield's return.
Well, John Cena's too, like, basic thugonomics. That was like his theme for a super long time too, and they changed it. So I have hope somewhere down the line they're going to repackage Roman Reigns a little bit.
Do you think he'll ever take off the vest?
I don't know. I mean, I guess at some point maybe. I would hope. I hope. I also think I was thinking about that today.
I heard he's got a nasty scar. He had a hernia surgery up his side, and apparently that's when he started putting it on. But I don't see why he can't just wrestle with like.
Or have a get a tattoo over it.
Yeah.
But
it's gonna hurt.
Yeah. Well, maybe. At the same time, I'm wondering, like, so that's it. So Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose have to wear their Shield attire even when they're in single matches or they're in tag matches. Like, I don't know, if they come out in a singles match, can't they, like... I hate the whole, like, you have to follow suit. It's like, you have them in the Shield, but let's say next week Seth Rollins has a match versus... I guess if it's a Sheamus because they're the Shield versus the Bar, but if he's fighting, like, let's say, I don't know, anybody, Braun Strowman or...
No,
The
he
Miz.
needs. They need to wear it.
They need to wear it.
They need to wear it, yeah.
He's got to come out. He's got to come out to the same theme too. He can't come
Oh
out
yeah,
to
he's
his
part
regular
of
single
Shield
thing.
at this point. It's Shield,
Yeah,
man. It's part of it.
But I mean, to him, he's got all the pockets. He's got those annoying boots, those pants. Like, I'm pretty sure he prefers to wear his tights as opposed to having his ball sweat drip into those pants. You know?
I think he's happy just to be wrestling. Maybe they could tone it down a bit with all the straps and pockets. But like, you know, like when the Nation of Domination used to come out, you know, they used to all come out to each one of their matches, and it was fucking awesome. And they need, like, there was a point where there was too many factions. There was like Raw was literally like 6 factions, and that was it. But they need a few more. Like I watched.
And a bigger faction, not just like 2 people, 3 people. It should have one with like 6, 7 people. A girl in there, you know, like.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I don't know the whole thing of like not having women with people. Like again, you posted about Emma being in the Shield.
Yeah.
Why the fuck not, man? Like,
Would've been
why
cool.
not have these women be part of these groups? I mean, I don't know.
Even when it was AJ, Big E, and Dolph Ziggler coming out.
Have Sasha come out with the New Day. I mean, I don't know. You know, like do something fun. Like,
I've always liked when they mix the genders, but I watched because I've never understood it. I don't know the story behind it, so I sat down and I actually watched like a 45-minute YouTube video describing the whole evolution of the Bullet Club. And dude, New Japan and all that shit going on.
it's like a mafia family.
No, but it's really confusing to understand how.
There's so many people in that or have been in that group.
Yeah, but there was less than I thought. Like there was like I initially thought there was like 40 or 50 people. There was
No.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty small group, but I'm saying like New Japan and when they fight, like there's guys like Ring of Honor could fight at G1. Like it's really confusing how that all works. Like Cody Rhodes is the Ring of Honor World Champion, right?
Right.
And he's gonna fight in New Japan.
Yeah. There's so much freedom on the indie scene. It's phenomenal.
It's wild.
Really cool.
It's really cool. Yeah.
And on that note, another part of breaking news that kind of came out last week was just out of his WWE contract, which expired, Chris Jericho.
Yeah. Oh,
Kenny
how did we not
Omega.
mention that? That's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's huge. Jericho does everything. He's so awesome. Honestly, he is great.
So you've seen the build up between Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho on Twitter, right?
I follow them on social media, and I saw them taking digs at each other. They're both Canadian boys talking about wrestling.
Winnipeg
and-
boys too, yeah.
Yeah, and taking shots at each other. And I don't know. I was kind of like, you know, Jericho could kind of be a dick sometimes if his buttons pushed a little hard, so I didn't know.
I thought it was legit. I thought it was legit heat.
Yeah, because Jericho's a WWE guy, always has been, and his contract I didn't think was up. I didn't know if it was going to expire. So his contract, he's a free agent. So I guess he's going to do this and then go back to WWE when they call him. But at the same time, he does what he wants to do. He doesn't really need the money. He doesn't need to work for anybody. He's doing what he wants to do. This is awesome.
He's getting paid big time for this. He's got to be getting paid.
I'm sure he's getting paid. I'm sure he's getting paid quite a bit. But at the same time, he doesn't really care about that stuff. I mean, at the same time, his cruise, the Jericho cruise, he has.
Fuck, I want to go. I want to go.
Oh, it would be amazing. Yeah, they have like these really cool. I looked at the rooms too. They're really nice. And I even tried to convince my girlfriend because she thinks Jericho's hilarious. But I was like, oh, it'd be cool to go on the cruise. And she's just like, no. Like, it didn't seem like it'd be good.
How much is it?
For her. I think you got to pay like $1,000 or something like that.
Oh my god, let's just fucking go. What the hell?
It's not too bad.
That's nothing. It's like going to Cuba.
And it's too. He tried to get. So they have wrestling matches going on during the event too. I think Rey Mysterio's going to be there. I think Al Snow, a bunch of these older people, like Mick Foley. Some cool people are there. He wanted to get NXT involved, and he contacted Triple H. He's like, look, you know, I have my cruise, and he's paying for the whole thing. He's paying for it out of his pocket, everything. And he's just like, look, I want to get the NXT talent on the cruise. It'd be really cool. And Triple H was like, no, sorry, and said no. So, I guess they do things the way they want to do things.
I still have faith in Triple H.
Yeah, I like the way he runs NXT, but people don't have the same kind of booking on the main roster. I mean, last week we saw when Shane was scouting for a Survivor Series match, he was in the back scouting with Bobby Roode and Shinsuke Nakamura because they both didn't have TV time, so they had to get them all in at the same picture. And it's like, dude, Roode and Shinsuke hated each other. They were feuding in NXT, and now they're like next to each other. I mean, it just, I know it doesn't make sense, and you're not.
I don't put that blame on Triple H. I'm sure he would. I don't know. I feel like he's
Of course. My whole point is that. In NXT, things are being booked well, and then when they come to the main roster, Vince has the final say, and it's like, I'm not too thrilled with the way that they're booking people and booking things. Like they will ruin Asuka. I'm quite certain eventually at some point.
To get back to Jericho Omega, like, it made me go watch New Japan matches. Just the fact that it's going to happen. So I think, like, I know they're trying to get that American following. I know they were doing events here. I think there was like a G1 that they did here or some shit like that. And it was successful, but it wasn't like, super successful. And I think Jericho going over there is really going to fucking change the game, man. I think it's the biggest crossover. Too. I think it's the biggest crossover. And I think if Daniel Bryan ends up going there too, when his contract's up, I think you're going to see a lot of Americans tuning in.
It was funny because somebody said, replied to one of our tweets saying, like, oh, the last spot on Team SmackDown. And someone's like, oh, it's going to be Daniel Bryan, just watch.
Yeah.
And I was like, my mind, I'm like, oh, there's no way because the WWE won't clear him. But I was thinking, man, with the angle, we got chokeslam. Shane McMahon says he comes back next week.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
WWE been doing all these swerves lately. Who knows? Maybe it is going to be Daniel Bryan. I'm just like, holy shit, that would be like, oh, the WWE universe would explode. It would be, and that picture you posted of Randy from South Park on his computer screen.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, it would be like that times 10.
And what would be so cool is if they didn't announce it until Survivor Series and they popped, but they would never do that because they want to get
they're not going to do. That's it.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. And you're going to notice that now. We were always saying, oh, why they announce Angle's coming back? Why didn't they have him just come and appear? Well, because they want people to tune in.
But here's the thing, though. If you start doing the surprise pops, like when we were watching Attitude Era, you had to tune in because you didn't want to be that guy who, Twitter didn't exist, but you didn't want to be that guy who showed up at school the next day and somebody said, holy shit, did you see Mick Foley won the championship? And you're like, what? Like, you couldn't miss a Raw back then. But to stay on point with Daniel Bryan, if there was a match that he can come back with, this would be the perfect one. Because you're going to get all the hype of him being in it. He literally can do 30 seconds in the ring and get pinned. Or he can do, his kicks to the guy's chest, a mistletoe drop kick, and then get rolled up.
I don't know.
Not off the top rope. Not off the top rope. You know what I mean? Whatever, Shining Wizard, whatever you want to call it. The Yes Lock. And then he gets rolled up and beaten. And it's a huge upset. And it's like Jason Jordan. You know what I mean? And that's it. But you'll get the pop, you'll get the viewers, you'll get all the good warm feels. Like, it would have been the perfect match to do it.
I don't disagree. I think it would be amazing to see that. I don't know. The pay-per-view is shaping up to be something fantastic, and if they would have had Daniel Bryan involved in that match, it would have been something special. But again, John Cena's not a bad trade-off. I don't like John Cena, but if you're going to put somebody in there, I was thinking who? Ziggler, Ty Dillinger, and I was like, oh, Cena, are you kidding me?
I'll take Cena over Ziggler or Dillinger.
So will I. Yeah. I would have liked Rusev in there, but even if Rusev's in there, he's going to be the guy who goes in and just gets jobbed or pinned or he's a casualty. John Cena, it's going to be like, okay, well, how is he going to get eliminated? What's his role going to be? And the fact that John Cena is part-time now, I don't see him coming in and stealing the spotlight and winning it. I could see something else coming out of this. So, and I'm actually also really happy because the whole rumor was, and it's so crazy, and WWE even had posters of it, of Jinder Mahal versus Brock Lesnar with John Cena as a special referee.
Yeah, I know.
They completely changed things, and now they put John Cena in a wrestling match. That means he will not be involved with Brock Lesnar and AJ Styles match. So things have really significantly changed in the past week, and I like this. I think it was us. Maybe we did this. We drove this change because last week we spent the whole time bitching about this, and here we are a week later, and things.
We're both excited for
improved.
it. Yeah, Talkamania.
We're excited
with our 100 followers. Do you think that everything changed because Roman Reigns' health, though? Do you think that was, that? I don't know what the term that I'm trying to search for there, but it's like, the first domino in the sequence that
I think it played a big part.
Yeah.
I think for sure, absolutely.
But how does it affect Brock Lesnar versus Jinder? Like, I'm wondering if after the pay-per-view or in 2 months from now, we'll be able to look back and see why they made that change for Brock in the lead up to WrestleMania. I bet you there will be a reason for it.
There will be a reason. Yeah. I mean, there's going to be news. There's going to be some insider stuff coming forward. Maybe they thought it would be a bigger draw with AJ Styles versus Brock Lesnar. Now you have Jinder Mahal, somebody who's holding the title for about 6 months, and now he's not even on the card.
He's got to be injured. Those reports have to be true. Because I heard about that shoulder injury a long time ago.
He came, and he hasn't been wrestling, right?
Yeah.
So he came out for a couple of weeks saying this, but he looked pretty good on SmackDown. So I'm not really sure. It comes down to what's best for business, and definitely AJ Styles versus Lesnar is better for business. But it's also kind of a slap that Jinder Mahal's not involved in Survivor Series now at all. So, he could have easily been that last spot on the Survivor Series team, right? He could have.
Yeah, he could have. I was hoping it wouldn't be him. It was him, Ty Dillinger, Dolph Ziggler.
I could have seen it being Ty. I really thought it was going to maybe be Ty Dillinger, and I've been like, oh, that sucks. But, I guess good for him because he's kind of had nothing to do lately. But
imagine if it was Sin Cara.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about him last week. I was saying he's getting his push, so he signed his contract. He's got to stay healthy because of his injuries. And I know we saw a gruesome picture of him on the internet, but he bent his ankle, and this picture, or his knee.
Really?
This picture's like really gross, where Baron Corbin's kind of stepping on his foot, and his legs kind of bent, and it's gross and gnarly to look at.
And he's hurt.
Apparently, he was injured, but apparently he's okay. He got cleared, and it was just like a tweak, and he got very lucky. But it just goes to show you that Sin Cara is known to be injury prone, so we'll see. But
known to be injury prone. I like the rhyme, but
yeah. But again, I think Sin Cara is going to be fodder for Baron Corbin. I think Baron Corbin will keep the title, and I think we were talking about him a while back. I think eventually it could be Ty Dillinger who steps in and takes that title off Baron Corbin. But it's way too early to tell. And as we saw this week, things can change very quickly.
Things can change very, very quickly. And on that note, we're going to change our tune. So thanks again for tuning in this week. Big change from last week. Let's go with them absolutely listening to us and our 100 followers.
Milestone this week, 100 followers.
So follow us on Twitter. Let's get to 200 in the next 4 months. That's the goal we'll set for ourselves. @_Talkamania. Follow us on YouTube. Subscribe. Hit the button. Check out our website. It's going to be launching in the next few weeks. If you've listened all the way to this point and you want to write for us, write with us, be on the podcast, let us know. Roll into our DMs. We're looking for people to cover some shit. Apart from that, we'll be back next week. We're going to have a few casts or articles leading up to Survivor Series. So until then, boys and girls, take care. Dez, say bye.
Rusev Day.
Rusev
See you later.
Cheers.